I chose to come to Texas. And by that I mean my company paid for me to come to Texas. Years ago, when I started making YouTube videos more regularly, I made a very conscious decision to never talk about politics. But now let me list all the ways why you're stupid if you don't vote for who I'm supporting. I've been thinking a lot about expectations versus realities. You know, without having access to a car all the time and having moderate to tepid levels of apathy, I've had to amuse myself a lot here at the hotel. In the lobby, there's this giant television that plays news 24/7, and it's really hard not to be sucked in to the Trumpy black hole that is cable news. Politics, I realize, is important, but most of the time, it's just toxic. It's mixed up into this left-right paradigm that just makes discourse and people stupider. It's like the Big Bang Theory of real life. No, it's too easy. It's the high fructose corn syrup of real life. I think it's really important to realize that people are complex. A great man said that once. I think it was Jack White, maybe Shane Black. It was somebody with a color in their name. Dan Brown, the author. That's who said it. It wasn't. Thinking of people complexly is hard. It's not fun. Why can't I just say that that person is mentally ill or that I wish for them to die? Well, I'm supposed to believe that most people are actually good and are just trying to uphold their own personal values for themselves, their family, and their country? You're a jokester. You're a jokey joke. And believe me, on some days it's taking all of my personal willpower to not go into someone's Facebook page and say, I hope you die in a fire today. Hashtag random. And I have to admit, I thought the same thing about Texas. I mean, not about them dying, but I had feelings. Granted, I thought that everyone was going to be a slight variation on Yosemite Sam and like pew pew varmint, and no one knows who I'm talking about. What I've actually experienced though is very welcoming and nice people who keep feeding me delicious barbecue that I can't stop eating for some reason. I'm guessing it's the corn syrup. These people are not monsters. Sure, some of them might support a politician that I don't agree with, but that does not rob them of their humanity. You know, I also took a trip to San Antonio to visit the Alamo. This is something that's very intrinsic to the identity of Texas. It took me like 20 minutes to walk around the entire Alamo, this structure that I thought for sure would be some gigantic obelisk in the middle of the desert. Expectations and reality don't always mesh. We put so much meaning behind small items or tiny moments that become magnified through history. Texas is this huge, sprawling state. It's hot for a Canadian, and it's filled with gracious people who perhaps are supporting Ted Cruz or Donald Trump. My expectations were subverted. Thinking about people complexly can be hard, but necessary. And so we don't end up bickering into the far future over every inconsequential little thing. Unless it's corn syrup, and then you are going to take that delicious last stand and possibly die over it. Before we go to the credits, here's me wasting some time while I had nothing to do in my hotel. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Kyle. I upload videos every Thursday. Every week I also sort of co-host a podcast called Whatever This Is. A link to that and all of my social media is down in the description below. There's some times where you had expectations butt up against reality. I'd love to hear them down in the comments, a place where you can drink some Texas tea, but you'll never be a Lone Star.